Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins talk video. This is Minnesota Twins news. It's some big news. We're going to talk about it right here. You've already read it in the title. But Nelson Cruz is officially a Minnesota Twin for next season. He is coming back for the 2020 season, and that is absolutely fantastic. Of course, me being a Twins fan, it probably scares a lot of other fans. But the point being, this is a bat that we get to put back in our lineup for another 162 games or so. Absolutely fantastic to have him back. Of course, I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to go through his stats here, why I think it's a good thing, all the other information along with it. But I want to know what you guys think. There's nobody out there that really thinks he was a bad player, right? I mean, does anybody think that this is a bad thing that he's coming back? But I definitely, want to take it a step further and ask, what does next season hold? We're going to do a whole nother video on him in particular, expectations for next season, blah, blah, blah. But I want to know what you guys think. Maybe looking ahead is, what did he do right this season? What can he work on? What do you expect from him next season? That's what I would love to know from you guys in this video. But let's go through it. So Nelson Cruz signing, the team picked up his contract. They took the option on him, which I think is a fantastic idea. But now I'm reading a CBS article. Not sure how reliable it is, but John Heyman reported this, and he's pretty reliable for the MLB. So we signed him for $14.5 million, or $14 million, or something along those lines for 2019. The option was $12 million. Now, I thought it was 15 from last season, and I'm sure if I went back to my old video and watched it, I thought it was $15 million. So maybe I'm a little confused there, but John Heyman reported that the Twins picked up the option for $12 million. That is a steal, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you why. Joe Mauer, we all love him. He was getting paid $23 million last year. Now, he's a good player. But is he worth $23 million? Again, that's not the point of this video, but what a steal we are getting from Nelson Cruz. I mean, if we paid $14 million for him this year, and he had one of his best seasons, especially, for a 39-year-old, I mean, I don't see him slowing down next year, and we got him for cheaper, if this is correct. Now, again, I thought it was $15 million. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. But if we can get, and not that that's anything else, I mean, like this, I'm not 100% about this, but was this $12 million already calculated into the $100 million that we have for next year? Or is this added on top of that, so we would only have, for number's sake, $88 million? Now, again, I'm not 100% sure on that part of it, but even regardless, and I know we have more than $100 million, but the point being, this is incredible what we got him for. So let's go through his stats. And we'll go through some of his other stats for his other seasons too. But, I mean, this guy was not an all-star this year. Probably should have been. But he missed a lot of time in the beginning of the year. He missed 42 games. And for half of that time, at least, he was out with an injury. 2 different injuries this season. So they were both minor injuries. That's why I think it was a fantastic idea to continue to play him and then bring him back. Of course, that's not, again, the point of this video, but probably got screwed of being an all-star this year. He played in 120 games. Now, compare that to his other seasons when he was putting up, league-high numbers. In 2018, he was an all-star, 144 games, 256 average, okay? 850 OPS. Still an OPS plus of 135. Was an all-star that season. 2017, again, an all-star in the MVP voting. Drove in a league-high 119 RBIs, had a 288 average of 924 OPS. Then you go back another season. He played 155 games that season. Next season, or the season before that, I should say, 155 games again, 287 average, 915 OPS. I mean, very similar numbers to 2017. 2015 and 2014, 150 games. He had 44 home runs in each of those seasons. Like, this guy was off the chain. He batted .302 in 2015 when he finished 6th in the MVP voting. Now, he's only had one better season than that, and it was 2010. I guess 2008, but he didn't play in that many games either. So taking all of that information that I just said and then applying it to this season where he batted .311, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you want to sort that by batting average in a season, it's his third highest season. Remember, he wasn't an all-star this year. Third highest season. OPS-wise, best season ever. 1.031, which beats out his 2008 season. Again, batting average, that was his highest, but he only played in 31 games. 1.030. So one tick better, but it's better. And for as many games as he played in, 4 times the amount that he played in 2008, I think it's safe to say he had a pretty darn good season. Then, you look at the other numbers that he put up. 41 home runs, 108 RBIs, incredible numbers, and he wasn't an all-star. I guarantee you he's going to be in the MVP voting, and it's the same thing as 2016. When he put up very similar numbers, he's having a better season again. Was not an all-star, but in the MVP voting. So this guy having a fantastic year. I don't see why it wouldn't, transpire. Is that the right word? Shift to next season. Again, if you look at this year's numbers, and he had the injury too, that he was out for like 3 or 4 weeks. Remember, I wish I had the game charts pulled up. He had like 17 home runs before his injury. And, I was a little upset because he was injured, of course. He was on a roll there. But then after he came back from the injury, I think it was in Chicago when he started hitting, he hit like 4 home runs in 3 games or something. And then he just went off. Then he went off for like 4 weeks in a row, took a little break again, got injured again, but then came back and and then he hit 41. It's like, what did this guy do? The injuries helped him pretty much. But like, if you look at his transition, right, from, let's just start with Seattle back at 2015, when he was there for 15, 16, 17, 18. He had good numbers. They were slowly declining. And of course, maybe you would apply that to age. 302 average. Again, average, not the greatest, metric to look at, but you go 302 average, 287, 288, 256. It's going down. OPS plus, maybe a little bit better to look at. 159, 147, 149, and 135. It is kind of, going down. Then all of a sudden this season, bounces back, 311, 131 OPS, an OPS plus of 166. One of his greatest seasons ever. Now, I know that you've got to credit it to him being maybe a leader on the Twins team. It does a lot for him to be a leader and help these guys like Miguel Sano, Max Kepler arise even, Like, what he's doing there is great, and maybe that helped his game a lot. But look at the coaching staff that we brought in, man. I tell you what, a 39-year-old batting .311, does that blow your mind or what? Like, how often does that ever happen? Has it ever happened before? Probably, but the point being, this is a steal. Like, even if he does, I wouldn't say half as good as he would next year. But, he bats .280 next year, okay? Still has 40 home runs. He's going to hit 40 home runs, or at least 37, like he has since 2013. He's going to hit that many home runs. He's going to drive in about 100 runs a year. What else do you want from the guy? If we paid Joe Mauer, again, just comparing the two, maybe not the greatest thing to do. Joe Mauer, I should pull his stats up. We're going to pull his stats up very quickly. Joe Mauer from his last season. Again, nothing against Joe Mauer because he's one of my favorite players, one of the greatest Twins of all time still. But, okay, his last season, he's 35 years old, 6 home runs, 48 RBIs, 282 average, OPS of 729, OPS plus of 100. He's a very average hitter. Hit a lot of doubles, okay? Yeah, but very average. Then you look at Nelson Cruz, who's 4 years older, of course, a power hitter. We understand that, but he's still got the power. He's still driving in runs. He's still being productive on the team, and he's a leader. That's not going to change from this season to next season. He's just going to keep getting better, in my opinion. Again, even if he does, 3/4 of what he did this season, It's not a bust compared to $23 million to $12 million. That is nothing for what Nelson Cruz is probably worth. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I want to know what you guys think about, Nelson Cruz in general, maybe about his leadership skills or what he's done for this team, and then, of course, your expectations for him. But other than that, it's great to have him back for 2020. I think it's going to be a great year next year, like I said all along. This was the start. Next year is when we hammer it home and go for the World Series. So I think there's a lot to be happy about with this taking the option here. So that's all I got for you guys today. Again, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and we will see you guys tomorrow for another one.